Okay, so for this part, we are going to style these different HTML elements using CSS. You can see we have the link, the image, and the H1 header. And if I scroll down here, make sure that you do have a hashtag in your anchor link so that you can make sure that it's just a broken link right now. Okay, so let's go back up in between our style tags and let's start to style the first thing, which is our H1. So I'm just going to type H1, include some curly braces there, and then I'm going to start with a few different declarations. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it the color white. Next thing I'm going to do is give it the text shadow. So these are all just different declarations, and yours does not have to look exactly like mine, but you can Google CSS declarations or CSS properties and you can find a whole bunch of different ones. Here I'm just going to complete this text shadow, just giving it different values here that are going to make the text shadow go 2 pixels off to the right and 2 pixels down, the distance away from the text. And then I'm just going to give it the color using the hashtag. And that's going to make it red. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to align it with my text align center. And then I'm going to give it the font size. Let's just do 70 pixels. And let's take a look at that. There it is. Okay, you can see we have it. We do not have our background image yet. We will get to that, where we will use a background image to give this a background. Instead of using background color, background gradient, you can use an image as well. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to style my image. So I'm going to select it by IMG. I just selected the image now, and now I'm going to give it a few different declarations. So the first one is going to be width 60. I'm just going to go 60 px. And you can see that it dropped way down, so let me just take a look at this. 60 is way too small, I meant 600. There we go. And the next few things I'm going to do are going to be to center the image. So display, you can also just do a Google search for how to center an image. Margin left, auto. Margin right, auto. And now I'm going to add a few other declarations to style this image. So you can, like I said, search for how to style an image, CSS, and you can find a bunch of resources there. But I'm just going to go give this the border radius 8, and that's going to basically just soften the edges. I'm going to give it a border of 5 pixels. It's going to be solid. And the color, I'll just go DDD. And then finally, I just want to give it some padding, just 5 pixels. And you're going to see that, there you go, it created this little pad around the image, and then there's a border around that. So basically, the background will show through on that padding. And that's basically all I'm going to do for the image. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to style my anchor tag. So I'm going to go A, and then curlies, and I'm just going to go ahead and give this the font size of 32 px. Let's go and take a look down at that. There it is. Now it's bigger, 32. I'm also going to give it the color red. And if I want to center it, you would think that you could use text align center, but as you can see, that did not work. So because it's a link and not just regular text, it uses what's called inline spacing, so we can't do that. So if I want to center this, I'm going to need to add a div around it. So here it is. I'm just going to type div tab, and then I'm going to make sure to drag this down underneath it. And now I can give this div a class. Okay, so I'm going to give it a class of, I'm just going to call it middle to move it to the middle. There we go. And now I just need to create the rule for middle. So as I come up into my CSS and I type dot, remember classes start with a dot in your CSS. And now I'm going to text align center. And there it goes. All right, so we're looking pretty good here. We're almost done. We just need to do one more thing, and that's to style the body with a background image. Okay, so you can do a search here. If I went to Google and I did a search for CSS background image, I can find a link that's going to show me the code, which is right here. So look, if I select my body in my CSS and I use this code here, then I will be able to style my background with an image. Now, it also is best practice to also give a background color if you're going to use a background image, because you never know, the background image might not load for whatever reason. So I'm just going to go back now to here, and you can see I've already got it in my images. So what you would need to do is first you would need to find whatever background image you're going to use. There's one that you're going to download from Google Classroom, and then it's called BG, so I think it must be in my downloads folder. There it is. And then I would just drag it into my images folder. I already have it in there, but once it's in there, then you're good to go. So now I can just paste in that code, and what you're seeing right now is you are seeing the background color of CCCCCC. Okay, so what I need to do is now attach this image in here, and it's not a link on the website, so I just need to tell this where that image is located. So I'm going to type images, and then select it right here. BG is my background image, and there it is. It's in there. It's the body. So at this point, if I go to view it in Google Chrome, save, you can see it right there. There we go. We got it. Style with a little red drop shadow, border, link. So now what I would do is Command-Shift-4, screenshot this, and add this to the Google Classroom assignment. And that is it for this assignment. Thank you.